This is the Gotrax 16-inch folding electric bike. The frame has a modern, sleek design that feels sturdy, yet it's surprisingly compact when you fold it down. The matte black finish on mine looks really sharp, and those 16-inch wheels give it a fun, nimble vibe that's honestly refreshing compared to bigger, heavier e-bikes I've tried. When I first unboxed it, I was a bit nervous because e-bikes can get complicated, but I was relieved at how straightforward this model is, even if you're totally new to electric bikes. From my experience, one of the key features that stands out is the foldable design. I live in a small apartment and always stress about where to store bigger bikes or scooters, but this one is perfect for tight spaces. I can carry it out to my van, fold it up in seconds by pulling the clamps and breaking the frame in half, and it fits right into my trunk. I've even managed to fit two of these, mine and my partner's, side by side. If you're someone who commutes or travels often and wants an easy transition between public transit, this is a huge plus. The removable battery is another feature I've come to appreciate more than I expected. You get 3 keys with this bike, one set for the ignition and another for the battery. The battery itself is tucked under the seat, and all you have to do is lift the seat, unlock it with the key, and slide it right off the rails. There's a nice, sturdy handle on the battery, so I just take it inside to charge instead of hauling the whole bike inside. This is awesome for people who live in apartments or anyone who's worried about battery theft. Charge time is around 5.5 hours for a full battery, so I usually plug it in after a day's use and it's good to go again by morning. When it comes to power, the Gotrax 16 engines runs on a 350-watt brushless motor. I know from reading brochures that numbers can sound impressive, but in real-life use, this motor does a great job of getting me up to 15.5 miles per hour, which is more than fast enough for city streets or campus rides. More importantly, it feels strong even on small hills. The pedal assist kicks in as soon as I start pedaling, and there's a throttle for short bursts when you want to take a break from pedaling. To clear up any confusion, pedal assist means the motor helps you pedal, so it still feels like a bike, but you don't need as much effort, especially on longer or steeper rides. There's also a pure electric mode if you just want to sit back and cruise, or you can ride it with the motor off like a regular bike if the battery runs out. These 3 riding modes give you some nice flexibility depending on how much exercise you want. Range is always a concern with electric bikes. Gotrax says you'll get around 15.5 miles on pure electric, or about 28 miles with pedal assist. In my opinion, if you're using this mainly for commuting, running errands, or short weekend trips, it's perfect. There have been days where I used it for everything: groceries, coffee runs, checking out the park, and I still had charge left. But if you're thinking about using it for really long rides, you might want to carry an extra battery or plan some stops for charging. The actual range depends on your weight, how much you pedal, and even weather. I'm about 170 pounds and usually use a mix of pedal assist and throttle. I get pretty close to the higher end of the range. Comfort and safety aren't overlooked either. From my experience, the seat is well cushioned and both the seat and handlebars are adjustable, making it easy to set up for my height. I'm just under 6 feet and fit very comfortably, but there's lots of adjustability if you're shorter or taller. The front shock absorber and dual disc brakes make the ride smoother, especially on cracked sidewalks or gravel paths. I admit, the front suspension isn't as plush as some mountain bikes I've ridden, especially on really rough patches, but for city streets and the occasional bumpy path, it's more than enough. The dual disc brakes add stopping power and make me feel a lot safer, especially in rainy weather. Lights and visibility are critical for city riding, and Gotrax has a super bright front light installed stock. It surprised me how effective it is on dim streets at night or in bad weather. The rear reflector is a nice touch, though if you're riding after dark a lot, you might want to add an extra rear light for safety. In my opinion, more visibility is always better when you're sharing the road with cars. One little feature and expect to appreciate as much is the rear cargo rack. It doesn't come with a basket, but the 4 screws make it easy to attach one if you want. I've hauled groceries and even strapped down a gym bag, which made my life way easier, especially since I used to carry everything on my back. Mud flaps on the front and back help keep water and dirt off me, and after a few rainy days, I can say they do the job. In my opinion, if you're new to e-bikes, there's not a huge learning curve. The control panel shows your battery level and lets you adjust modes with simple buttons. You turn the bike on with a key, just like a car, and once it's running, it's very intuitive. One thing to note is you have to pedal a little bit before the electric assist kicks in. It's a safety feature, and you get used to it quickly. I did have a few concerns before buying. One was the weight. At just over 30 kilograms, about 70 pounds, it's not a featherweight bike. Lifting it upstairs is doable, but it's not exactly effortless. For me, since I mostly roll it into elevators or load it into my van, the weight isn't a deal breaker. But if you know you'll be carrying it up lots of steps, keep this in mind. Assembly was refreshingly simple. Almost everything is set up in the box, and the included tools and instructions are clear. It probably took me under 30 minutes to unbox, adjust the seat and handlebars, and get rolling. Gotrax offers a 365-day warranty, which is reassuring, though I haven't needed it so far. It's good to see a company stand behind their product. To sum up, the Gotrax 16-inch folding electric bike delivers a solid combination of style, convenience, and power. It's especially great for commuters, students, or anyone seeking a reliable, portable ride for daily use. The folding design and removable battery make a huge difference in real-life use, especially if you live in a small apartment or want to combine biking with other forms of transit. From my experience, the ride is comfortable, the controls are simple, and it's just a fun way to get around. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants an easy and enjoyable way to get from point A to point B, and maybe have some fun while doing it. In conclusion, if you've been thinking about switching to an electric bike but are worried about storage, usability, or just want something genuinely convenient, I really think this Gotrax model is worth a look. I will leave all the information about the Gotrax 16-inch folding electric bike in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.